But I think one would be ill-advised to be an officer to do that, a supervisor to do that, a prosecutor to do that, or a judge who initially and ultimately reviews it to ask for either an arrest warrant or a search warrant based on those types of circumstances.
Can we also use that when they got that protester bill saying we can't yell at the police?
That's right.
That's conduct, is it not?
They want to regulate our conduct, but not the
All right, we don't have any further questions. I'm going to make a couple of comments myself, and then I'll proceed to take over.
We do have a question. Representative Mosier, then I'll make comments.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll make this quick. I don't really have a question so much as a comment. I just want to thank you, Representative Scott. It's good to see you, Representative Booker, and Professor Pasca for being here, and then and giving voice to a really difficult situation and set of circumstances, certainly. And then Senator Stivers, thank you for elevating this issue. I think that this is a very thoughtful discussion, a very thoughtful piece of legislation, and it's a good starting point. And I appreciate that there will be ongoing conversations about perhaps looking at some of House Bill 21 and integrating some of the very thoughtful measures that you've discussed. I think the EMT provisions are reasonable. And so it sounds like there are still opportunities to continue these conversations. And you know, to Senator Stivers' point, sometimes, you know, and I'm probably the biggest advocate for drug treatment here and really, you know, understanding the underlying problems, but there are definitely times that drug crimes rise to a very violent situation. And so, you know, I mean, as much as we all want to say absolutely there is never a time for a no-knock warrant situation or barging into someone's home unannounced, I don't know. I'm not a law enforcement officer. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know legally all of the ramifications of completely doing away with this. But I appreciate the very thoughtful conversation. So thank you both. Thank you all, and I look forward to moving this conversation forward.
Thank you, Representative Mosier. My comments will be brief too. I want to thank all the presenters. We knew this would be a meeting that would need some time. This was something that impacted all of us in Kentucky, certainly some more than others in the community that it happened. And I've said all along that sometimes we can only do so much as a General Assembly to address things when there's inherent problems that go on in the communities, including poverty, racism, things of that nature that we have to deal with. And this might deal with certain circumstances, but the culprit, the thing behind all of this are the other problems that we all have to work together to resolve. And I want to thank Representative Scott. We've had a discussion about that. I've mentioned in many meetings my position, having served on the board at the National Underground Railroad Freedom Center, about implicit bias. And the fact of the matter is we have biases we don't even know we have sometimes. And we have to get to the heart of those issues and deal with those issues. And while we have to deal with things like no-knock warrants and other areas of the law to deal with circumstances that arise, we've got to take a deeper look at those things as well. I want to thank both of you for the hard work you did on this. I know that we were all awaiting this discussion. Part of the reason that it happened the way it did is just the way it goes through the process and ultimately winds up in the committee. So thank you for your time and effort on that. I don't see any other comments, so Madam Secretary, if you would please call the roll regarding Senate Bill 4.
Do we have a motion?
And now they're voting on.
Now I would ask that you please call the roll.
Voting on Senate Bill 4. Thank you, Henry.
Now they're voting to move.
Yes, I'd like to explain my vote. I want to vote yes because I'm excited about this moving forward, but I'd also like to see some more ideas from 21 kind of amended onto it, particularly the paramedics and things that don't interfere with the police. Thank you. Representative Blanton?
I'm going to vote, Mr. Chair. Yes, I'm going to vote aye today to move this bill forward. I've been working with Senator Stivers and continue to work on some amendments that we feel will make it even a better piece of legislation. So today I vote aye.
Representative Bratcher?
Yes.
Representative Cantrell?
I'm going to cast and explain a yes vote. The primary reason that I'm casting and explaining a yes vote is I tend to agree with President Stivers that had this piece of legislation been in statute, that the rape that took place that resulted in the death of Breonna Taylor would not have been authorized, and I can't say no to that. The other reason I want to say yes and explain my vote is because I want to join in some of the goodwill that's being offered here and say, you know, to Representative Scott and President Stivers, please continue working together. This has resulted in a better process and better piece of legislation because of your collaboration, and please don't let that collaboration end just because this bill passed the committee or whatever happens after that. Please talk to each other about amendments and listen to the conversation that's been had today and carry that forward. Thank you.
And it's always the black man who seems
Representative Elliott?
Yes.
Thank you. Representative Fisher?
Yes.
Representative Hevering?
Yes.
Representative Kulkarni?
Briefly explain, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
This is for Senate Bill 4, you all. Don't be fooled. This is not House Bill 21 that Representative Scott filed. This is the bill from Senator Stivers. We know that we have a supermajority, so most of them are
Representative
going to
Lewis?
vote.
All want amendments though.
Representative Maddox? Yes. Representative McCoy?
Yes.
Representative Minter?
Briefly explain my vote, please.
Come on, Patty.
I'm going to pass today and reserve the right to vote yes on the floor. This conversation that we're having today represents the best of what this body can be. We're standing up for justice. We're working together across the aisle to actively solve problems in both chambers. And I would love to see some of these reasonable amendments that Representative Scott is proposing get on this bill going forward. But I look forward to being a yes on the floor if that happens. And again, let this be the beginning of 1,000 good conversations between the two of you about how we make sure there's justice for all in this Commonwealth. Thank you.
Representative Mosher?
Yes.
Representative Nemes?
Yes.
Representative Petrie?
I'm yes for the committee vote, but I have a few further questions from the sponsor on the procedural issues, and yes for today for reserve report. Thank you.
Thank you. Representative Scott?
Senator Stivers and I have had many conversations. I'm going to pass as we continue to work on the amendments and reserve the right to vote yes on the floor. Thank you.
Representative Stevenson?
Explain my vote. I'm going to pass with the hope that we can have amendments that addresses both.
Chairman Massey?
Yes. With 15 yes votes, 0 no votes, and 4 passes, Senate Bill 4 is adopted and will be reported with favorable expression that the same should pass. Thank you, everyone, for your time. We have another matter to address. Yes, sir. Representative Bland.
Chairman, I've been in the Senate committee testifying on a bill. I would like to register a vote on 551.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to call that. We held that vote open, so we have 3 people to cast votes on that. Representative
Can I go?
You can go. Thank you, President Stivers.
Members of the committee.
Thank you. Representative Bland.
I vote aye.
Representative Petrie.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll register a vote on 551 yes.
And Representative Stevenson. Okay. All right. So with regards to House Bill 551, there being 11 yes votes, 5 no votes, and 3 pass. House Bill 551 is adopted and with favorable expression that the same should pass. As amended by the committee sub. And everyone, thank you for your time. We are, for the committee's purposes, scheduled to have a meeting on Monday, the 15th at 11 a.m. in this room. Not tomorrow. It was actually initially scheduled for tomorrow until they started changing schedules. It will be Monday the 15th at 11 a.m. in this room. Thank you. This meeting's adjourned.
Reaction? Reactions? We're waiting on Representative Scott to come out. We know, we still got to show up and do all the things. It's just the story of our life being here in Kentucky. We know that what we're pushing for isn't just important for Jefferson County, it's important for our whole state. We know that we can no longer do shell bills and things that don't really get to the core issues. It is admitted on there that Senate Bill 4 fails on so many levels. But we hope to keep pushing. We're not done as it goes on to be passed by the full House. We want people to still contact their elected officials and let them know that if you want to pass Senate Bill 4, make sure it has all the agreed upon amendments and provisions that are needed, because we cannot accept nothing less. And so we're going to wait for Representative Scott to come out, and we wanted to be here to stand with her, to give support. And it's so hard for Black women, for brown women, for anybody of color to get bills heard here. I want to commend State Representative Booker. I asked him to text him late last night and said, we got to get up here and we need your help. I really appreciate the testimony that was given. It shows that there's experts, there's people all over. There's 54 other jurisdictions that are doing the right thing and passing similar legislation to what we already passed in Jefferson County. This whole legislative session is a short session, but it's been nothing but a power grab, nothing but a constitutional rights grab. They're taking our rights slowly but surely with all of this legislation. If people don't recognize that these things like 551 is horrible, it's a way to keep taking control and power from Jefferson County. But here's the thing, if you think that because you live out of Jefferson County, these issues won't impact you, you're not safe either. Because what they do with us as the economic engine of this state means that you're going to have a ripple effect for your county, for your jurisdiction, for your hood, for your holler. We have to be fighting together for each other. These representatives are saying that they're representing your interests, but they're not. They have another agenda, and it's not the people's agenda. The people here, we're about the people's agenda, and we're going to take that agenda across the state. You're not stopping us. We're going to start running people for office. We're going to get people elected who are willing to be bold, innovative, and make the choices needed to make our whole state better. We have a Kentucky focus, and we got to get our good people here more support that they need, more people with backbones who make the right decisions. So
thank you, Shamika.
Yeah, thank
you so much. So the outcome of this committee meeting today was the passage of Senate Bill 4 to the House, to the floor, and it's going to get a full vote. House Bill 21 still very much in play for amendments on Senate Bill 4, because the work that Attica Scott put into House Bill 21 is extremely important, in the words of the committee members and the people who testified today, because it covers yes, thank you, Catherine. It covers an array of things that Senate Bill 4 does not cover. And as Catherine just said, go to the Kentucky legislature. It's legislature.kentucky.gov. Look at the bills and see the difference between them so you're informed. And then continue to let your representatives know what you want to see happen and what changes you want to see made to the legislation as it processes through the legislature in this very short session, hoping that it doesn't get stymied in the process. So thanks you guys for tuning in with us. And if Representative Scott comes out here, we'll